Hey everybody, here it's Mr. Lundquist, and I'm going to say welcome to the 24-25 school year. Yes, you still have like 40-something days until the school year starts, but here we are. I want to jump into a number of really important things. We're excited for the school year. Last week you got Dr. Salerno's message about registration, some things you're going to find in the newsletter, and some of the stuff I'm going to talk about today. We'll jump right into that as well, but I think from the high school perspective, it's good for you to know what's coming up, what changes are happening, and things to focus on. I'm Cody Lundquist. I feel very lucky to be the principal here at Mount Hope High School, and just excited to share the school year with you all and have a successful one. So let's jump right into some of the things that are going to go on here. But first, I want to really emphasize our school mission. This is something that our staff has really taken seriously. It's something we've developed over the last 2 or 3 years, and something we truly believe in, right? We believe we exist to prepare all students to be contributing members of society and to lead fulfilling lives. That's who we are. That's what we do, right? How we're going to do it, as you can see here, we are going to support social emotional skills to cultivate a safe and supportive learning environment. We're going to set high expectations academically and foster student engagement, and we're going to advance post-secondary readiness offerings, right? Think of YA, think of internships, and those types of things. So that's how we're gonna get there. But what's some of the things we're committed to on a day-to-day basis? Here are things we're going to do everything we can on a day-to-day basis to do a number of important things, right? We commit to providing curriculum that is representative of all human experiences. We commit to challenging all students with accessible and rigorous curriculum. That's all students, not just some, not just students whose parents push or students who push, all students. We're going to challenge all students. We're going to promote a safe and inclusive culture where if a student doesn't feel safe and welcome here, then something needs to change. And we commit to try to make sure that happens on a daily basis. We commit to encouraging resilience and perseverance. One of the things that I hear over and over and over again from universities, from employers, is people need to learn to fail. And I don't mean fail as in not give credit. I mean struggle, right? Right now, the productive struggle is something that is a struggle. Students get to college, especially students who are high achieving in high school. They get to college and all of a sudden they get that first B or that C. How to handle that is a real struggle. And so it is really, really important that we're encouraging resilience and perseverance, and that we don't punish you for maybe not getting it the first time, right? And that's why we have retakes. That's why we're going to be moving to an eveidence-based grading thing in the years to come. Is we encourage resilience and perseverance, and it's okay to stumble. It's actually where you learn the best. We commit to providing opportunities for students to develop and practice employability skills. You saw a little bit this year with some job fairs. You're going to slowly see over time, we're going to be providing more opportunities with the business community, with our teachers, with our staff to really practice and develop those employability skills. And I'm going to talk a little bit later about an employability skills rubric that might look similar to work habits in the middle school, but we've developed it with teachers. We've got input from business owners about what they're looking for, and we're going to be having some teachers kind of evaluate this year and then rolling it out building-wide the next few years. So you'll see more about that later. And then just connecting academic experiences with life beyond high school. Getting businesses in here, getting students out to internships, getting students in youth apprenticeship. Hence why we're bringing in International Baccalaureate, is to make sure that students have a wide variety of opportunities to connect with life beyond high school, and really understand how that world works outside of school. Because here we're safe, we have a lot of buffers, but it's really good for students to engage in that piece. So those are the things we're going to commit to on every single day as much as we possibly can to make this education Mount Hope High School relevant. So I just want to share with you our mission, vision, our collective commitments that we commit to you as a student, to family, and the community. So we're going to walk through the newsletter a little bit that you'll have. I'm going to talk about some updates and some changes coming, and we'll close with some dates. So registration reminders. It is open on IC. All fees are assigned as appropriate. Dr. Salerno's message did talk a little bit about that. I have highlighted here, and I'm going to continue to talk about it. If students participating in athletics or activities, all current or past due fees must be paid prior to the first practice. If you're a student, didn't return a library book in a freshman year, or you're a junior, you better find that book, pay that book, do something, because you are not going to participate in that activity or athletic until you've taken care of that fee. There are step-by-step instructions for paying fees linked in the newsletter that you'll see along with this message. So please go on there. It's really important that you register. I know that you feel like, well, I'm registered, my stuff is all the same. You need to go through that process and just make sure everything is set up the way that you want it to be set up. And so please register and then pay those fees that are there so students can participate in those really important activities. Attendance, speaking of Infinite Campus, attendance, you can use the IC app to report an absence. There is a video right here that I will let you watch. I will not play it for you. It's really brief. It's actually me using my own cell phone, going through and doing an absence for my own child. So you can see how easy it is. I really recommend and really push for you to do that. It's easy. I would argue that it's easier as a parent. I do it, and it's easier for the student services office to go in there and to collect those pieces. So just know that please use the app. We're really trying to encourage families and students, and this is across the district. This is not just at the high school. So if you have students across other buildings, please, we highly encourage you to use the app. We have had some changes in our attendance policy. Before it used to be 10 sick days and 10 parent requests, which ended up being 20 days. And I'm going to tell you, 20 days is a lot of time to excuse for an absence. That's a whole month of school, and you need to be here to learn. So one of the things we tweaked is we didn't change really, I think, the essence of what we're trying to do, but we looked at a lot of districts and had conversations, and now it's just 10 days. But before, one period counted for a full day. Now we've tweaked that where one period, if you were out for an appointment or something happened in the morning and you missed, it's only going to be part of a half a day, right? And so how that gets calculated is different. Hopefully it provides some more flexibility, but know that attendance is important. If you're an open enrolled student here and you're a truant, we'll have a lot of conversations and help you out, but know that truancy is a reason that we could maybe say, okay, time to go back to home district. We really want to have a lot of conversations, and at the high school, especially our seniors, if you're truant, that semester before you graduate, you do not walk at graduation. I'd say in the last few years, we've had 5 to 6 kids who couldn't walk because of truancy. We take that policy seriously. We have a lot of conversations and meetings and emails and letters. You will get multiple letters before that happens. You'll get a certified letter. So let's not get to that place, but know that you can take attendance in IC and just make sure that you are up to date on our attendance policy, because it's really, really important.
Hey everybody, it's Mr. Lundquist here.
Starting there, we're not going to go there. Athletics starts, going back to that. Football is August 6th. Golf is the 12th. Girls swim is the 13th. Boys soccer 19th. Cross country the 19th. Volleyball the 19th. And Spirit Squad somewhere in early August. And Donna will be in touch with those who are part of that. I'll read it again. If you haven't paid your fee, you have to do that before you can participate on one of these days. For our incoming ninth graders, we have a fall freshman family night. This is kind of like the ninth grade only drop-in evening. And please join us at 5 or 6 o'clock. So between 5 and 7, the building's open. At 5 and at 6 p.m., there's about a 25-minute presentation that myself, Colleen Nessheim, our Activities Athletic Director, AP, as well as Talisa Corker, another AP, will do. Just talk about rules, expectations, kind of an opportunity for just ninth graders to get in the building and really get to understand the school. You'll have your schedule. We won't have them on hand, so you want to make sure you can see it on your phone or get it printed off. You'll have maps. You can walk the building. You can see where your classes are. You can put stuff in your lockers. You'll need to have a lock for that, a school lock that you can either purchase online. We'll sell them here at that time. If you don't use your locker and you're just using your backpack, you don't have to use a locker. But if you do use a locker, you're going to have to put a lock on it, because we zip tie every locker that doesn't have a lock on it a couple weeks in. So that is freshman fall night. That's a really nice night for freshmen just to have the building to themselves. The following week is drop-in night for everybody else, which I'll get to in a second here. So no worries, freshmen, if you can't make that night. But I would say I really suggest, kind of, especially for parents, coming at 5 and at 6 to kind of get an overall view of our bell schedule, our rotation schedule, and just kind of those simple expectations that it might be pretty different than the middle school. Again, drop-in night, things to do, right? That's the 28th, right? So the drop-in night is on the 28th. You're going to have your ID picture taken. Same with freshmen on the 21st. You'll also be able to get your ID taken. It's your school picture. You will need that to get into games. You will just need that ID is really important. It's also going to be more and more important because we are going to be implementing a little bit of a different check-in and check-out system in the building, where there's going to be scanners at the 2 main entrances and exits. And we'll get to that later as the summer wraps up, but just know that ID is going to be really critical and you want to keep that on hand. Pick up your parking passes if you apply. Get your locks if you want one or need one. Teachers will be there on drop-in on the 28th. They're not there on the 21st for that freshman night, and tour the school. So Students, we really asked that for 11th and 12th graders try to come between 4 and 5, 10th graders between 5 and 6, and 9th grade if needed between 6 and 7. This helps break things up for pictures. It helps break things up so there's not this giant rush. And then, you can come at different times, but this helps us to kind of keep things on a even playing field. And again, 9th graders, if you came on the 21st, you're welcome to come on the 28th, but you don't need to because hopefully you got many of those things done. School pictures, like I talked about, for the freshmen, 4:30 to 6:30 on the 21st. The following week, we have our drop-in night in the Aux gym for the rest of this, for all other students, and then there's a makeup on October 2nd. So again, please get those marked down, know that that's when school pictures are. That's a school picture and the school ID. For students, seniors probably gonna wonder, where do I get my senior picture to? Ms. Tilsner, who's our yearbook advisor, will be in touch with when that happens. Usually they like pictures sometime mid-November. Not sure the exact date, but I would just tell you, try to make sure that you've got some pictures taken by mid-November and get that ready to go. So that's a question you might have, and hopefully that gives you some direction. One-to-one changes. The district is no longer supporting students bringing their own laptop or device. We have enough Chromebooks for every single student. Every single student will be designated one. All students, if you had a personal laptop, computer, tablet, we have changed our Wi-Fi stuff over the summer. Your personal device will not be supported. We will not help you log in. We will not do those things. You need to be using our school Chromebooks. And there is some information by Dr. Salerno in his newsletter as well. So again, sorry, I got a truck going by or something. One-to-one devices, please make sure you don't bring your own device and you have a school Chromebook, because that is the expectation now across the building. So some changes. There are some changes coming this school year. This is for students who have been here previously for 9th grade. It won't be changes because it's what you expect. We are not going to have quarters anymore. Sorry, my allergies are driving me crazy here. We're not going to have quarters anymore. Our rolling grade book was a full semester long anyways. We don't have quarter classes, and so we're actually not going to be even having quarter grades. You will see 2 semesters, 2 terms, right? There will be progress reports on week 5, 9, and 14 before the end of the semester, but that is just going to be the two semesters now. One of the biggest changes that I think students will probably be a little bit frustrated with, but I think it's going to have to students have to learn to plan a little bit differently. 8th Street Cafe is closing during instructional time. It'll be open before school, during passing time, at lunch, and actually we're trying to extend the hours after school. But it's become such a problem during class time with students using it to get out of class, an excuse, it takes too long. So we're actually going to be shutting it down during instructional time. So students, now's the time to start thinking, do I need to bring some snacks in the morning? Maybe I need to grab some stuff at the cafe before school, a few extra things, or during lunch to get me through the afternoon. But it's not going to be open all period, even for those in the study hall. That is not going to be a time where you can just come and go and get snacks and treats. So that's going to be a change. We're also going to have a color pass system for locations of the building and restrooms. So an example would be the main office, study hall, kind of this part of the building is going to be a yellow area. The lanyard is going to be yellow. The pass is going to be yellow. It's going to have what classroom they're coming from, and it's designated for that area. And there's going to be restrooms that are designated for that color. And so when I see a student who is in the yellow area of the building but has a red pass, I'm going to say, hey, look, head back, use the restroom over there. We gotta get back to class, and this wandering stuff needs to end. And so we're just finding some more efficient ways to do that. So that will be a little bit different. We talked about the school Chromebooks. A little change coming. Efficiency was bought out by another company, and so we are working with. It's going to look pretty much the same thing, but there'll be some tweaks, and so students will learn about that during advisory. But for students who've been here before, it will look a little bit different. We do have a handful of teachers doing evidence-based grading this coming school year. Families won't see much of a change. I think it's just more about how those things get communicated out, right? You're still going to see the ABCDF. That's still going to be there, but I think as we move into evidence-based grading, and we do have an FAQ on this newsletter you can check out, and on our district website there's some information, but know that there are some teachers that are piloting that, and then they will also be piloting our employability skills rubric, which is kind of just looks at characteristics that students are doing, whether it's getting their work in on time, arriving with their materials. And we just want to report that out, because a lot of times we'll have a parent go, how the heck did my kid get a D in this class? They tell me that they do everything, and then we'll look and we'll say, it's all anecdotal. Well, now we're going to say, well, look, throughout the semester, we reported that they were not getting their homework done, that they were not participating in class, or they were gone. That will hopefully give a clear picture of what's happening at school. So we'll have some teachers piloting that as well, or kind of initial year implementation. So yeah, there's some big changes coming this coming school year, but school runs the same as it has. It's the same bell schedule as last year. But students are going to have to plan a little bit differently in how they navigate the school day, especially with the cafe being closed and those color passes. We just got to get kids out of the halls here. Personal communication device expectations. I don't know why that still says teacher in it, except for stat is up to the teacher, but there will be no personal communication devices bell to bell during instructional time. Again, headphones, cell phones, those will be off. I'm highly encouraging teachers to use these lockers. I know some have liked to use it in the backpack, but I think what we've noticed is those are where we see the most issues. So we'll continue to encourage teachers to use the lockers. I feel like it's been pretty successful. You got to get students focused and engaged in class. And getting these cell phones out of their hands, getting them focused on the instruction at hand, as well as not being in the cafe. Hopefully we'll continue to do that. So that's not changing. 8th grade, you should be used to that. That's not different for next year. I'm going to be sending this slideshow as well. There's a bell schedule link in here. There's a rotation schedule link for especially 9th grade. Come to the 9th and the 21st. You'll learn more about it. Some changes you'll notice are equity and wellness are going to be during the afternoon of October 21st. Before, they're always in March. We've moved it up to try to find ways to get our instructional time back. And then our ACT and pre-ACT are actually be on the same day in March. So check out that rotation schedule because they're going to be on the same day. ACT, pre-ACT are going to be on the same day. And I want to put a little plug in here for our students taking the ACT and pre-ACT. Think, well, I'm not going to a 4-year college. I'm not even care about any of that stuff. If you're going to go to Madison College or a tech school, how you do, especially in the math section, can really impact what classes you might have to take, aka pay for, in college, tech school, wherever. So the ACT matters, right? And for the whole test optional, well, I think a lot of schools are bringing it back. They're starting to bring it back, and they're seeing the value in it. And for students who are maybe going to a 2-year institution, it's going to help you hopefully maybe even avoid some remedial math. So again, take that serious. Jump on. We're going to be doing a lot of work around ACT, pre-ACT, to help you understand the importance of how it can help you kind of make that next step next year. 9th grade only on Tuesday, September 3rd. All students in the building on September 4th. It's a C day. Stat looks a little different because we put second period in stat that day. And then here are some dates to remember. Registration's open. Schedules available on IC will be August 5th, Monday, August 5th. 21st is that 9th grade night. We'll have a barbecue a little bit too. That'll be new. Still work on the details of that. Drop-in nights at 28th. Then we start school. We're back at it. We're really excited for this school year. I know that it has been a tough end of the school year last year, and we are looking forward to kicking this year off strong and really diving right in. Yes, there are some changes coming, but the excellence that Mount Horeb High School continues to emphasize and go after will still be there. And we're just excited to have everybody back in this building, working hard, having fun, whether it's homecoming, any activities, any athletics. There's just a lot of fun stuff coming up, and we're excited to share that with you. So that being said, I know this was long. There's a lot of information here. Feel free to go back, slowly go through, check out the links in the newsletter, check out the links here. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your summer. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us here at the high school, the district office. We want to be here to serve you. But again, reminder, get registered, get an Infinite Campus, get your student registered for the school year, pay those fees and dues so they can participate and kind of start getting your brain wrapped around. We got about a month and a half. We'll be back here. So have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great summer, and we look forward to seeing you soon.